coming sideways so hard it feels personal. My mate Raps got the bonnet up on his 64,109 station wagon, torch in his teeth, swearing in Gaelic at a fuel pump that's older than both of us combined. The engine's stone cold, battery flatter than a witch's tit. And on the fourth crank she catches, coughs, spits, then settles into that lumpy, angry idle that says I was having a perfectly good nap. Yeah, bastard. That's the moment I knew these things aren't machines. They're family. Grumpy, arthritic, permanently pissed off family. But family, let me take you back to the very first one that properly broke me. 1968 Series IIA 88 XRAF, painted that godawful deep bronze green that looks like baby poo in certain light. I paid £800 for it in 2009. 800 quid. The seller threw in a half-full jerry can of 2-star and a wink. Drove it 300 miles home with no brakes worth speaking of, windscreen wipers that worked when they felt like it, and a heater that blew cold air and pure, unadulterated optimism. I got home at 3 a.m., soaked to the bone, grinning like an idiot. My dad took one look and said, "Son, you've just bought a lifetime subscription to pain." He wasn't wrong. But Christ, what a way to suffer. Here, let me paint you a proper picture of 9 of these immortal bastards that I've either owned, rescued, or watched refuse to die in the Highlands when any sane vehicle would be thrown in the towel. The Pete Bog Phoenix 1963109 pickup, found it half submerged in a drainage cut near Dalwhinnie. 32 years under a collapsing tarp. Moss growing inside the cab. Starter, motor seized solid. New battery, bit of easiest start down the intake. Fired on the third turn like I'd just turned it off for a fag break. Drove it out under its own steam. Still got the video somewhere. Hamish's Safari 197088 with the tropical roof. Belonged to a shepherd who used it for 38 years without ever changing the oil. Just topped it up. When he died, his wife kept it running to feed the sheep for another 5. I bought it off her for a bottle of Talisker and a promise I'd look after it. Still smells of wet dog and sheep nuts. I love it more than some people. The lightweight that should have died X-Mod Airportable, rolled it on the military road past Speen Bridge. Full 360. Roof crushed. Screen gone. Me hanging upside down by the lap belt wondering if this was it. Unclipped. Kicked the door open. Righted the old girl with a high lift and 2 very understanding mates. And she started first prod. Drove home with the roof flapping like a broken bird. The one with no floor 1966109 station wagon. Previous owner had cut the chassis out to fit bigger tires and never bothered putting the floor back properly. You sat on a plank. In winter, your arse froze to it. In summer, the exhaust roasted your left foot like a kebab. I missed that truck every single day. The diesel that ran on chip fat to 2.25 out of a 61. Converted to run on filtered fryer oil from the Chippy in Fort William. Smelled like a deep-fried Mars bar at 60 miles per hour. Cops pulled me once because they thought I was on fire. Couldn't write me a ticket for the smell. Though, the series that saved my life, proper story. This 2017, January, -18, on the A86. Modern hire car packed in electronics through a hissy fit. Flagged down a farmer in a Taddy, 69,109. He threw me, the missus, and the dog in the back with the sheep nuts. Drove us 40 miles through a blizzard like it was a Sunday stroll. Dropped us at the hotel, refused a penny. Just said pay it forward. Pal, still chokes me up. The one I set on fire, accidentally. Wiring like spaghetti, petrol leak, 1 spark, whoosh, bonnet, up, flames licking the windscreen. Grabbed the snow, packed it round the carb. Flames out, engine still running, kept driving to the pub. Arrived looking like a coal miner. Best pint I ever tasted. The 200,000 mile club, 3 of them actually. All over that milestone before I even got them. One still had the original clutch, another still on its first set of kingpins. Try telling me Japanese stuff is reliable after you've seen a 55-year-old Rover with 500,000 miles and only 3 careful owners. And 14 careless ones, and the one that's sitting outside right now, -1971 Series IA 88, marine blue, parabolic springs, fairy overdrive. Weber carb, because I'm not a complete masochist. She's leaky, noisy, slow, and every single morning she starts when the reliable daily lets me down. Some mornings I just sit in her with a coffee. Listen to the tick-tick-tick of the cooling engine and the rain on the canvas tilt, and I swear the world makes sense again. Look, I know the modern Defenders are brilliant. I know a new Grenadier will outwheel a series before breakfast and still get you to work without smelling like a petrol station. But they'll never have soul like this. They'll never forgive you for forgetting to check the oil for 6 months. They'll never let you fix them with a bit of wire and bad language at midnight on a mountain with no phone signal. These old girls taught me more about life than any therapist ever could. Nothing worth loving is ever easy. Everything rusts eventually. And sometimes the slowest, ugliest, most uncomfortable way home is the only one that feels like living. So tell me honest, right here in the comments, when the last series Land Rover finally coughs its last cloud of blue smoke and refuses to turn over one final time. Will any of us still know how to feel truly, properly alive behind the wheel? Or are we all just gonna plug in, warm our bums on fake leather, and scroll TikTok while something silent and flawless drives us through a world that suddenly feels a bit smaller? Leave your own stories below. The one that makes me spit my tea out gets a proper shout next video and maybe even a sticker of my ugly mug. Now I am away to top up the diff oil on the old girl before the next adventure. If you hear a lumpy four-pot rattling past your house in the middle of the night, give us a wave. Keep the revs up, the rust down, and the spirit unbreakable. See you in the mud, you beautiful lunatics.